Hey everyone, EpicMan14111 here, and today we have another deck profile for you guys. Today is going to be with the Monarchs. Got a deck box today for it, which came with some sleeves, which I sleeved for my tokens and the deck itself. And got some dice as well. So I am ready for tournaments again. Which there's a tournament place near me called Our House Games, which has tournaments every Monday. They're $5, and if you do go in the tournament and sign up, you also get a free pack. Before we get into this deck and the cards that are in it, just gonna go a little quick story. I made this deck today with some help from some of my friends and some deck profiles online. But I tested out this deck, and it's really, really good. Because I was just dueling a friend of mine on Skype, and the duel only lasted 2 turns. Well, 3 turns. 3 rounds. I started the duel, and I summoned out Edia, the Heavenly Squire. Using its ability, I was able to special summon Eidos, the Underworld Squire, in defense mode from my deck. Then I attributed them both to bring out Erebus, the Underworld Monarch, which then I shuffled 1 card from their hand back into the deck. Then, for their turn, they summoned out the Fire Kraken in a card face down. So then what I did is I used a card that I can't really think of right now. Oh, Tenacity of the Monarchs. Sorry, Tenacity of the Monarchs. I revealed my Ether, the Heavenly Monarch, and then was able to add Domain of the True Monarchs to my hand. Then using that, I was able to weaken my Ether's level by 2, making it level 6. Then I used the Monarch Storm 4th, tributing her Fire Kraken, and was able to bring out Ether, which then brought out another Erebus. So I have 3 monsters right now. Then I banished my Eidos from the grave, special summoned back my Edia, the Heavenly Squire, giving me additional tribute this turn. Then I was able to tribute both of those to bring out a 3rd Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. Then I got rid of her face down card, which she had. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, she had nothing left on her field, and I completely wiped her out with 1 Ether and 3 Erebus. It was just perfect. Anyway, guys, let's just jump straight into this. Starting with your boss monsters, you run 3 Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. Most of these cards you can find in... Well, actually... Yeah, all these cards you can... Except for 1. You can find in the new structure deck. Emperor of Dark... No. Sorry. Yeah, Emperor of Darkness. Sorry, I had to look at the box. Next up, you got Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. 3 of him. Sorry, dogs in here. And you got 3 Edia, the Heavenly Squire. Then you got 3 Eodos, the Underworld Squire, which I guess is the vassal versions of the 2 new monarchs, but they're, instead of vassals, they're squires. But I guess they count as vassals. Now, originally this guy wasn't in here because a lot of people use Vanity's Fiend, but I couldn't really afford a Vanity's Fiend at the moment, so I'm just waiting until like see the prices go down on it in the future, which probably will. Hoping. So instead of 3 Vanity's Fiends, I replaced it with 3 Illusory Snatchers. Which is good for special summoning himself if you tribute summon. And gaining the attribute, the tribute summon mobs. Now these 3 are just really temporary because they're filling in for 3 effect veilers. 2 I'm getting probably tomorrow, and 1 I'm getting in the mail. You got 3 Battle Fader. Next up, we got 2 of a kind. It was originally Curaz the Light Monarch, but I couldn't find where they were. I think I have 2 of them. But it didn't really seem to bother me that much because it didn't really have that good of ability, really. Besides letting you draw more. But this deck didn't really have much of destruction ability. So I added in some. So I added 2 Mobius, the Frost Monarchs. Next up, the 1 card that's not in this deck that I'm using temporarily until I get my Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. You got Thestalos, the Mega Monarch. That does it for the monsters. This deck does not have any extra deck cards. Because everyone knows Monarchs don't really use the extra deck. Next up for spells. We got 3 Pantheism of the Monarchs. And you got 3 the Monarch Storm Forth. Next up, you got 3 Tenacity of the Monarchs. And you got 3 Domain of the True Monarchs. Now for your 1 of a kind, you got Return of the Monarchs. March of the Monarchs. And Reinforcement of the Army. Now for the traps. You got 3 the Prime Monarchs. And then 1 Escalation of the Monarch. So you have 4 traps in this deck. And that pretty much does it for the deck profile, guys. Let me know what you think about this deck. I'll definitely be making some more deck profiles in the future, as well as some box opening and pack openings. Until then, guys, EpicMan1411 signing out.